friends, welcome to Spirituality Saturdays in November. So this is when I post 30 videos in 30 days and each day has a theme. So today's theme, Spirituality Saturday, and I don't know who called this video in, but someone really wanted me to, like, energetically, I just felt like I needed to do an ayahuasca Q&A. So in November, there is Plant Medicine Mondays where I have spoken about ayahuasca already and I will speak about ayahuasca again, but there's questions. So I popped on Instagram this morning and just asked for a few questions to guide this video, and without further ado, let's get started. So if you guys are new to my channel, my name is Zoe and I love to talk to you about all things spirituality, self-improvement, and just share my journey of life with you. And today I'm going to be talking about ayahuasca. So ayahuasca, I have a whole playlist on it. If you are more curious, if this video sparks curiosity, or if you are new to my channel, you can go ahead and check that out after. Today's going to be a Q&A session around a lot of the questions you guys have asked on the previous ayahuasca videos and what came from Instagram today. So it's just going to be a chatty Q&A, and hopefully I can answer everything that's your heart's desire in regards to ayahuasca. So I've done ayahuasca 8 different times. I've done 8 ceremonies, all of which have been in Costa Rica at Rhythmia Life Advancement Center. So each year I have gone October, November time and done a week at Rhythmia, and in the present day it is currently November, mid-November, and I'm actually going to do ayahuasca in Canada this year in 2 weeks from now. 2 weeks from now I will be having ceremonies, which is amazing. I'm getting very excited. And a lot of you have asked me where it is specifically that I'm going in Canada this time, and unfortunately, because this is such a small tribe, a very small community, I am not marketing it, so I cannot tell you where it is that I'm going. But what I can tell you about that, if you are curious and you do feel called to the medicine, she will always make her way to you. And if you've done it before, you know what I mean. And that brings me to, one of the questions that seems to be very popular with you guys are wondering, how do you know if you're being called? So I've created a whole video on that specifically, but the way in which she presents herself to me personally and has in this past year is just this draw, this inner knowing draw that seems like it's beyond me, that I have to go. And the way that I kind of visualize it, if I had to put this into something visual for you guys, is that ayahuasca ceremony is over here in the timeline of my life, and the draw is almost like I'm on this type of conveyor belt, and I know that I'm gonna go to ayahuasca again soon, like at the end of the year. Like I can just tell, or had been able to tell, like summertime and stuff like that, that I was going to do it again, and it just felt like I'm on this conveyor belt and I know what I have to do, I know what I have to do, I know what I have to do, I know what I have to do. And as you get closer, as you commit more and more and more, the call gets louder, the personal work starts to show up, like it's shown up for me in this form of like a dark night of the soul before I'm going. But it's all perfect and it's all trust. And I have had her come to me in dreams, in meditation, in doing plant medicine. So I just want to let you guys know it may look different for everyone, but if you have this inner knowing, which is how it initially shows up for me, that you are drawn to the medicine, then you are drawn. Okay, you guys have such amazing questions. If you don't follow me already on Instagram, it's at Zoe Ariel. I share a lot about my day-to-day life and what I'm doing, how I'm navigating things on there as well, if you would love to follow along on the journey. So Tristan asked, what are you aiming to heal this time? Okay, this is a great question, because at Rhythmia, they've always given us specific intentions. And I'm not going to Rhythmia this year. I'm trying something new, a new place, that is, with new shaman and experiences here in Canada. So I trust that ayahuasca, based on my experiences with her, you can have an intention and you can bring that forward to ceremony, but she will always go to the top priority. For example, when I drank the medicine last year at Rhythmia, the first ceremony, I was calling for her to show me who I've become, right? So that's the initial intention, because with ayahuasca, you see these shadow aspects of yourself, right? So that's why the intention at Rhythmia is show me who I've become, because you're gonna see something about yourself that you weren't aware of, or that's in your blind spot, all sorts of stuff. But I said that as my intention, but when she first entered my body and made herself known, it was like a very loving experience. She didn't go right to that intention. She actually started working on like my shoulder and neck area. So you can have like physical experiences with her where she heals your body. And this is a place where I have a lot of tension. And so she went right there first and started working on things. And then she went to my heart, and my heart was burning. And then I had a visual type experience follow that. So she'll always go to the top priority. And before I do ayahuasca, I always take part in the ayahuasca dieta, which is no coffee, no alcohol, no sex, nothing like that, before going to ceremony, about 30 days. And my diet changes. I'm plant-based, so I don't have to adjust too much, but I really cleanse myself before I go to ceremony, because I want her to go to the source faster. If you think about it, if you have a bunch of gunk in your body, if you're eating a lot of dairy or meat products, you're not optimized for yourself. Or let's say if you're drinking coffee or drinking alcohol, she's gonna have other things to work through before she can get to the source. So I like to really clean myself, cleanse my space, of course, really just take such good care of myself before I go to ceremony so that I can get right to the source. But I went on a little tangent there, sorry Tristan. What am I aiming to heal this time? I'm aiming to heal the unlovable wound, the things that I've struggled with this year, the things that I've struggled with in not feeling good enough and all sorts of stuff in regards to love and relationships. But it's this not feeling lovable, not feeling lovable, or not feeling like romantic love is a possibility in my life. I sway, I go in and out of this. You guys know I share that journey with you on YouTube. But I know that there's so much fear there. There's so much fear in opening my heart. So much fear. So I'm hoping to heal that. And I will keep you guys posted. And so Katie asks, what if you're not mentally ready and you take it? So I always have fear that shows up. I always have nervousness that shows up. But with ayahuasca, it's one of those things where you feel the fear and do it anyways. Leading up to ayahuasca, I've always felt this spiritual type exhaustion happen. Like what I'm going through right now is I'm kind of just like, just give me the tea already. Like I give up, I surrender. My ego isn't even really present these days. It's just an overall exhaustion of show me a different way of being, because there's something that I need to release. And I think that everything is perfect. I think that everything happens in divine timing. I think that no one should ever force themselves to do something like this. If you're called, you're called. If you're not, you're not. And it's all perfect. It's your unique journey. And in my personal experience, when I've had to do ceremonies day after day after day at Rhythmia, I can remember last year I woke up in the morning and I felt so defeated. I knew I was gonna have to drink the medicine again at night, and I was like, ooh, that's so soon. Tonight again, I'm gonna have to do that. But by the time it rolls around, you just have this inner bravery or courageousness that comes out, because it's a soul draw. It's beyond this 3D, beyond this 3D. Mm-hmm. Nicole asked, do you recommend having your first experience at Rhythmia? Yes, I would say yes. Rhythmia is so beautiful, comfortable. There's plant integration every single day. So you are consistently with the right people to have the experience for the first time. I've never done it anywhere else. This is my first time doing it somewhere else. So then maybe I will have a different answer afterwards. If you're with the right people, that's what matters. You have to be with people that you trust. You have to be in an environment that feels safe to you. Rhythmia is like a luxurious resort, and you have more than enough support from people. It's very clean, very welcoming, it's just a 10 out of 10. So if you're someone who does feel like, let's say, nervous or scared, then I would say go to a place that feels very physically comfortable, which would be arrhythmia. How do you overcome the fear of doing it if you've been called? This is a great question, Nicole, because I kind of covered this before when I was going on a tangent. But how do you overcome the fear? It's something beyond yourself. Like I said, it's almost like this conveyor belt. Like, I know that I have to do this. I know that I do. It's an inner knowing. It's beyond myself. It's a soul connection. It's a soul draw. It's what I need to do. I'm very fearless when it comes to my personal work. If any work shows up, I do it. I'm not someone who suppresses things anymore or pushes things to the side. I'm like, let's just fucking do this. So I kind of pull that up, but like, obviously I've been scared here and there. I've been resistant here and there, but when it comes down to it, I'm like, we're doing this. And it is such a gift. Any of you who have done it, you know what I'm talking about. You get so much more than you could ever imagine from the experience, and it's the gift that keeps on giving in your life. So it's worth it. Fear is just an illusion. Fear is false evidence appearing real. Remember that. Fear is just an illusion of the mind. If you feel the draw in your heart and your soul, like I just feel it come through me like this, I know that I have to do it. Laura says, do you feel safe with the people there? So yes, I always felt safe at Rhythmia. And that's why I would recommend people go to a place like Rhythmia, where they're just so in tune with everyone who is there. They give you all the support that you need. You're eating amazing foods, you're being nurtured, everyone is so kind, you're doing breath work, you're doing yoga. So it's a very powerful experience to do the medicine 4 ceremonies in a row and just have that much support and comfort around you. In ceremony, you do feel safe that there's other people around you. So at Rhythmia, it's much larger ceremonies than the one that I'm going to. I believe there's 11 people in the ceremony that I'm going to here, and I'm looking forward to having a smaller experience. But there is something powerful about being in a room with everyone who is drinking the medicine and having that experience all together. But I can't really tell you guys, I guess, the difference yet because I haven't had it. But I feel safer with people there because I know that we're all going through similar things. We're all basically purging our childhoods and the things that, you know, fucked us up in certain ways. Uninhibited November. Okay. Ooh, what's your greatest hope to gain this time? My greatest hope to gain this time is just whatever I'm going through right now has been the deepest. I'm in the depths, you guys. I'm being honest. Like, I'm in the depths. It's been a while now, maybe 6 weeks that I've been in this. And I just want to liberate myself from it. I want to liberate myself from feeling deeply unlovable or just this energetic weight, these things that are weighing me down that I'm not aware of. And actually, now that we're getting into this morning I had a session with my personal trainer, and he was asking me about it because I said, oh, I'm going to do ayahuasca in 2 weeks, so that's why we moved the training. And he's like, whoa, we need to talk about this. Like, I feel so called, but I'm scared. I know that it's not the right time, but I know that I will do it. When people say that to me, I think back to this one ceremony that I had at Rhythmia. It was my 3rd ceremony. I believe it's titled in my YouTube videos, The Universe Rewards the Brave, because prior to doing ayahuasca for that initial experience at Rhythmia, I did everything, you guys. I did life coaching, therapy for years. I've done different types of energy. I've read all the books. I got to this place where I just felt like I've done everything that I can do in this 3D reality. I'm consuming everything, I'm learning, I'm applying things, but there's something deeper. It's something energetic that's not mine necessarily, that's weighing me down in certain ways. I felt like there was a ceiling that I couldn't break out of. And what I found through drinking the medicine was like, no wonder I was drawn to it, or Mother called me, because I had all this stuff to purge, to get rid of, that was about my mother, who I had, let's say, healed in the 3D. I'd gone to therapy, let it go, understand that I'm not having a relationship with her anymore in my life. And I just, like, you know, I feel fine. I'm like good about it. But what I realized was there's all this ancestral trauma related to like my mother and her line. And that is stuff that came up, that I purged, that I healed, that I worked through in ceremony. That was really fucking hard, but really worth it, because I got to see how proud and how happy my ancestors. I was called to do that work, as I'm called to do a lot of ancestral things, like in ayahuasca. Ancestral healing was a big theme last year for me. And so sometimes you feel the pull and you can resist it because you don't want to see dark things, but it's worth it, because what you transform into during ceremony is just someone who is brave, who is fearless, who is here for very specific purposes and reasons, and you can't unsee that. You just know, you remember who you are, you remember why you came here. And that is just such a gift. And I think if I'm hoping to gain anything, it's liberation more from this dark night of the soul, because I'm not saying ayahuasca is going to fix it for me. I'm doing all my work every single day, and I trust that I will emerge as the butterfly, because I'm in the magic goo right now. I'm in the chrysalis. I trust that I will emerge from this, and I'm not expecting ayahuasca to fix it, but I'm hoping to make sense of and have some liberation from it. So yeah, anyways, those are some of your guys' questions, and thank you so much for tuning in. I will be talking to you more about ayahuasca soon, but love you. Bye.